All right, let's talk man to man. You've done the work. You've hit the gym until your shoulders pop. You've ground out the 60-hour weeks for that promotion. You dress better than 90% of the guys on the street. On paper, you're a catch. But in reality, you're getting polite energy. You're such a nice guy energy. Meanwhile, you see a guy who lives in a literal shoebox, drives a car that sounds like a lawnmower, and women are addicted to him. They're the ones chasing him. It feels like a glitch in the Matrix, right? Well, today, we're breaking down the psychology of why women get addicted to certain men. And spoiler alert, it's not about your bank account. It's about your internal state. If any women are watching this, stick around. You're going to see a group of men finally learning how to be the grounded, self-assured partners you've been looking for. Lads, let's educate ourselves. Most of us were taught that attraction is a checklist. If I provide X, I get Y. This is what we call successful begging. You're saying, look at my car, look at my abs. Am I worthy yet? Here is the for dummies version. Women don't fall for what you have. They fall for how you feel about yourself when you have nothing. Think about it. If your confidence comes from your car, what happens if the car breaks down? Your confidence breaks too. Women are evolutionarily wired to sniff out conditional confidence. They aren't looking at your resume. They are reading your energy signature. If you're trying to prove your worth, you've already told her you don't believe you have any. Let's talk about sexual market value, or SMV. In the original video, they talk about a value discrepancy. Basically, attraction happens when a woman feels you are above her. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't about being better than her as a human. It's about emotional autonomy. If you are constantly looking for her like, her text, or her approval to feel like a man, you are below her. You're a satellite orbiting her planet. To create that addictive pull, you have to be your own planet. You have to have a signal that says, I'm happy with me. You're invited to join, but I don't need you to stay to be okay. You've probably heard of pre-selection. Some guys think this means flirting with other girls to make her jealous. Lads, that is cringe. It's transparent and it smells like desperation. Real pre-selection for the dummies among us? It's simply the energy of a man who isn't starved. Think about a guy who just ate a 5-course steak dinner. You offer him a cracker and he says, "No thanks, I'm full." That is magnetic. When a woman senses that you aren't starving for female attention because you have a rich life, good friends, and you're comfortable in your skin, she becomes curious. She wants to know what fed you. This is where most high-value guys fail. They get the girl, but then they start the validation death spiral. You start asking, do you still like me? Why didn't you text back? You're seeking a hit of validation like a drug. But here's the secret. The moment you need her to tell you you're great, she stops believing it. The fix, self-validation. You have to be the one who decides you're a top G before you leave the house. If she compliments you, cool. If she's cold one day, also cool. Your mood doesn't change because hers did. That stability, that is what women find addictive. Most of us are never actually there when we're with a woman. We're in our heads thinking, what do I say next? Does she think I'm funny? Can I get her back to my place? That's not presence. That's a sales pitch. Be the rock. When she's talking, actually listen. When things get awkward or silent, don't rush to fill it with a nervous joke. Just sit in it. A man who is comfortable with silence is a man who is comfortable with himself. That groundedness makes a woman feel safe enough to actually let her guard down and fall for you. This is the most counterintuitive part. Sometimes the most attractive thing you can do is say no. If she's being disrespectful, say no. If you're tired and she wants to hang out late, say no. If the vibe isn't right for sex, say no. Most guys are so thirsty, they'll accept any scrap of attention. But a man with standards, a man who can turn down an opportunity because it doesn't fit his values, signals that he has immense value. It shows you can't be bought with a pretty face. Finally, the ultimate secret, internal peace. Women get addicted to men who are complete. This means doing the inner work. If you have trauma, see a therapist. If you have no hobbies, find one. If you hate your job, change it. Do it for you. When you reach a point where you genuinely like your own company, you become a magnet. You aren't using these tips to get girls. You are becoming the type of man who naturally attracts them. You stop being a consumer of energy and start being a creator of it. So, lads, here's the challenge. Stop building the checklist and start building the man. To the ladies who watch this, we're leveling up. We're moving past the games and the manipulation, and we're trying to become grounded, stable men who know our worth. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're building a brotherhood of men who don't just get women, but men who deserve them. See you in the next one. Stay grounded.